Today, in Minecraft, we spend 100 days in the How to Train Your Dragon Minecraft world. We have so many goals and challenges to complete. We must discover every species of every different type of dragon. We must be aware of the trappers who try and steal all the dragons away from Berk. And we must help Hiccup and all the rest of the guys in every single challenge that they set us. We want to become an epic dragon master. So guys, sit back, relax, hit that like button and get ready for this epic 100 days How to Train Your Dragon adventure. Alright, so this was it. It was day 1 and my 100 days here in the How to Train Your Dragon Island Berk was about to begin. To say I was excited would be an understatement, because as I look forward I could see what looked to be Hiccup and Toothless. This was getting real super fast. I couldn't wait to talk to these guys to see what was going down. So I start talking to Hiccup and he was just explaining that Berk is a pretty crazy place to live. It gets super cold, but at the same time it's amazing because they have dragons. He also told me if I wanted to become a dragon trainer, I would have to get started today with a quick exam. So I say goodbye to the guys and head straight down into the battle arena. This place looks epic. So Hiccup joined me and he told me that I had to go ahead and train that guy.
Say what?
That was a little Grunkle. His name was Pebbles, and basically I had to learn how to make this guy my friend. So it turns out that Grunkles like to eat rocks, so luckily there were rocks all around the floor in this place and I could pick some up. I then had to go over and feed the Grunkle. I wasn't really looking forward to this because I have no idea how this guy is going to react.
Yeah, boy.
But thankfully for me, he was munching down on these rocks like they were cake. He absolutely loved them. So then Hiccup suggested I try Ride Pebbles. This I wasn't too sure of, but I said, hey, I'm here, let's just get it done. I jumped on top of Pebbles and, well, she actually accepted me for a second and then tossed me straight off. Okay, where did she go? Pebbles, get down here. Whoa, so eventually she actually let me ride her, and it looks as if that was my first dragon. Then, before I knew it, my two favorite characters were here. It was Rough Nut and Tough Nut. These two guys are absolutely crazy. They were going to teach me how to ride this beautiful beast. So, after a little bit of training here in the arena, Rough Nut and Tough Nut set me the challenge of going out and flying my brand new dragon through these rings. It was crazy. I was up in the air, over the ocean, learning how to fly on my Grunkle. It was insane, but not before long, I actually got the hang of it. Turns out that I am going to be an epic dragon trainer. Eventually, I got through the course and it was complete. I could now fly dragons. Rough Nut and Tough Nut then welcomed me into the dragon stables. This place was insane. So then I began to talk to Fish Legs. He told me that these were in fact the dragon stables, and if my dragons ever got lost that they would return here. So after talking with Fish Legs, he actually taught me how to make Pebbles sit, which was a good thing, because I was afraid this guy was gonna go start eating this whole entire place. Anyway, I checked out some of the other dragons which were pretty cool nearby, but then I spent the rest of the day studying my rider's handbook. I wanted to make sure that I was the best dragon rider around. Alright, so it was day 2 and I decided to go and talk to Snotlout. There's no way that I'm going to be able to say that name without laughing in the future.
Voy a la playa, ya subió la marea.
So it turns out Snotlout was gonna, well, teach me how to attack whilst on my dragon. I was looking forward to this, so I just got going. Whoa, Pebbles is actually extremely strong. I was taking out these targets with ease. Okay, so Snotlout told me that I did well and that basically I had to go back and see Hiccup now because he was waiting for me at the Great Hall. So the best way to get around Berk is obviously to fly your dragon, so that's what I did. Me and Pebbles set out to go and find Hiccup. Okay, so it turns out I got a little bit of a reward there. So it looks as if I was going to be busy, cause it seems that Hiccup wanted to let me know that if I help someone, they will give me a special token. Okay, so the first person I was gonna have to help was Hiccup. He gave me this map, and basically I was to complete it. If I did, I'm sure he would give me a reward and let me stay here as a dragon trainer in Berk. I also got this. It's a quest logbook. Basically, it's gonna show me all the different quests I have to complete to truly become a How to Train Your Dragon legend. There were so many quests, so we were gonna be busy over these 100 days, but I was super excited. So it was day 3, and my first quest was to make sure that I filled this map. I knew this was going to take me a long time, and I decided let's just get it done quickly. I mean, it was going to take days upon days, but if I get this done, at least I will know where I'm going throughout my 100 days. So myself and Pebbles set off just to acquire the location of every single piece of land throughout this whole entire map. So the first region that we found was the Itchy Armpit region. Yep, I don't know who came up with these names, but they're pretty epic. To be honest with you, it was probably Rough Nut and Tough Nut. Then the next area was Ernest's Fort. This place looked insane. I mean, it was crazy. It was like one gigantic iceberg. And it seemed that, yeah, my man Pebbles didn't really like it around here, so we just headed on. So after a while, we then found Valka's Mountain. Now, this place was absolutely huge, and I've got to be honest, it was kind of terrifying. I didn't really know much about this area. Well, I didn't know much about any area, so I decided to just keep on going. So then I found this place. This was Dragon's Edge. Wasn't as scary as the other places that I found so far, but I was looking forward to coming back here and seeing what it really was. But the adventure continued. I had to find every single location on this map. Gotta be honest, that ship looks kind of sinister, so I'm gonna stay away. The next island I found was a place called Vanaheim. This place looked nice. Then we found Dragon Island. This place was absolutely huge, but I didn't really see much to this island. I wonder is there something inside? After a couple of days, I ended up coming across the Rookery. Or the Rockery? No, the Rookery. I think it says it's the Rookery. I don't know. This place looked pretty bare. Wasn't really exciting me. So after a long few days, I decided to get back down to Berk and just chill for a little bit. I mean, I knew I had a lot of quests to complete, and to be honest, I wasn't quite sure if I completed the quest that I just took on. I mean, yes, my map was starting to look a bit full, but there was still a lot to discover. And dude, that was a lot of effort. Anyway, I had no idea who owned this little house, but yeah, I was going in to get some rest. Oh, finally, a bed. That was a long few days. Okay, so it was the next morning and I decided to head up to the Great Hall. I wanted to see if anyone needed my help. So it turns out that Ernest needed my help. He said he was scouting out the perimeter and he was afraid to report that he spotted a trapper ship. A trapper ship? Okay, that does not sound good. Could you go and take care of it? Consult the big map to transcribe the location on your little map. Oh, okay, very cool. Ooh, okay, so I have to go towards the skull. This is pretty sick. So I decided to grab Pebbles and go check out this trapper ship. Gotta be honest, not sure if I was ready for something like this, but I mean, if I was going to be a local legend around here, I was gonna have to go check it out. Alright, so I found this ship, and it looked like it was 2 ships, and there was men on board, and they were shooting at me. This was not good. Oh my days, is this actually happening? Okay, I went down and I hid in the water for a little bit because I knew they couldn't shoot me down here. But then I had to get back up and let the battle commence. Direct hit! Haha! I smashed one of those guys. Alright, I had to go back for more. Whoa, okay, I think I got a little bit too close that time. That was insane. Speaking of getting close, I got extremely close to this guy and I was able to take him out. Woo, I was now above and I was raining down shots, but I was getting hit at the same time, so I had to back out of there. It was a little bit too dangerous for my liking, but I was taking some of these guys out. I did manage to get a good spot though, and I was able to take out the final catapult. and a few of the remaining men. But then I realized that there was one more trapper, one more catapult that I had to destroy. Haha! And I did it. Woohoo! The trapper ship had been defeated. My first quest was complete. Me and Pebbles, the perfect team. I also found some of this Gronkle iron inside this chest in the ship. Maybe that would come in handy for something later on. I'm not sure why, but then I went fishing with my Gronkle. It's not really fishing, it's more exploding fish with gigantic flame fireballs. It's kind of fun. Ooh, okay, so I completed my first task and I got myself the Earn It token. This was my first token. I wanted to make sure that I was able to catch them all, so I was pretty happy with getting my first one. So I wanted to display this thing proudly, and here it was, Earn It's little token display case. Ooh, okay, nice. I got my first one in, and it looks as if I've got, a lot to go. So next it seemed that I had to go and talk to Stoic, and he was worried about more trappers as well. Alright, so Stoic gave me a new mission. It was called the Treasure Takeback. Okay, I felt like this was going to be a little bit more difficult this time. There were probably going to be more trappers, so I wasn't sure if I was fully ready for this or not yet. I kind of wanted to get back down and learn more about dragons. Turns out the fish legs wanted to talk to me, and I think he was going to give me some more information about more dragons. Okay, so he just gave me a new quest, and this one was pretty big. He wanted me to tame 7 different species of dragon.
Oh my god!
I mean, fish legs. That's outrageous, bro. If I was going to be able to tame more dragons, I had to learn more about these dragons. So I went ahead and found this book that had all the information I needed. I spent the next while studying everything about all the different types of dragons. There was Gronkles, Nathers, Zipplebacks, absolutely everything. Monstrous Nightmares. This book was epic. Oh, and a Stormcutter. Those guys were huge. A Lightfury. Now that's what I'm talking about. Imagine having a Lightfury. That would be insane. Also, there are a few other things that I have to learn in here. So that's what I did over the next while. Well, it was a new day, and after learning more about different types of dragons, I decided to head out and try capture some. I was gonna need meat. I did have some fish, but meat was the next priority, because dragons like meat. Yeah, you guys might want to look away now. No idea how that guy got over there. And then this happened. I spotted a Nather. I couldn't believe it. This thing was majestic. So I decided to try and sneak up and feed it some meat to tame my first wild dragon. He came over, and it seemed he liked the meat. Oh, this was crazy. I was gonna try get on his back. I was up, but he was going absolutely insane, and he dropped me off. Oh my days, that was crazy. I lost 3.5 hearts. I decided to try again. Woohoo! And this time I actually tamed my second dragon. I now had a Nather. This was epic. So for the rest of the day, I decided to just explore this island. I wanted to get more meat to tame more dragons, and I wanted to see if I could discover anything else. And yes, this Nather was so much faster than my Gronkle. So the next day I was back with fish legs in the stables, and I decided, well, Pebbles has a name, but my Nather doesn't, so I was gonna go ahead and name this thing. I had a lot of name tags in this chest here. I wasn't really sure what to name it because I usually ask you guys, but I mean, I think it goes without saying, we've got to call our first dragon Jack. And it makes sense. I mean, we miss Jack. He hasn't been around here in a while, but we're still thinking of him. He's still here in spirit, and now he is here in dragon form. Woohoo! Sweet, we got our second dragon, a Nather. I also noticed that every now and then Pebbles was dropping some scales. I now had, well, 11 dragon scales. I wonder could I turn this into armor? Man, I had a lot to learn, but I couldn't wait to learn it. So now that I had a new dragon, the Nather, I felt it was time to go and see if I could take on this next quest. I had to go towards this dragon skull to see if I could find the treasure. This one was gonna be dangerous. Okay, so just like before, it was another trapper ship. I had to get down there and start taking these guys out. The Nather attack was basically a tail whip, so I had to get down nice and close. This was risky, but it seemed to be working out really well. I was taking out all of these guys. All I had to do was just time my moments. Once again, I dropped in and I was able to take out the net catapults. They were extremely dangerous to me, but I was getting in and taking care of business. This was epic. Not before long, there was only one left, so I got up there and absolutely destroyed these two guys. My new Netherjack was epic. Turned out that the trappers had caught themselves a zippleback. This was pretty epic. I think this guy likes fish. Maybe I can tame him. I ended up finding some more Grunkle iron too. Ooh, this guy did like fish. This was good. I was gonna be able to tame myself a zippleback. Whoa, okay, when I got on top again, he absolutely went crazy. But I think if I try one more time, I may in fact be able to tame him. I did it. I tamed a zippleback. We have now got our third dragon. This guy is amazing. Or this guy's. It's two dragons because it's got two heads. So I was back in the stables after taking out another trapper ship. I was feeling good and I decided it was time to name my new zippleback. And I decided to call him Bill and Ben, the Knockout Man. Yeah, it's pretty lame, but I like it, so what are you gonna do? Whoa, is he eating his own leg? Yeah, chill out, bro. So it turns out that that trapper ship wasn't really what I was looking for. I was looking for their fortress, and I had found it. This is where they are storing the stolen treasure. I wasn't sure if I was ready for this. I really wasn't. Okay, the closer I got, the more I realized that I unbelievably wasn't ready for this. I mean, there was trappers everywhere. It was insane. There was no way that I could take these guys out not wearing any armor or having no weapons. I decided to retreat. So the next day I actually went and visited Gobber. I mean, he is a blacksmith. Hopefully he could help me get some armor. So he actually asked me for some dragon scales and Grunkle armor, which I already had. And he said that I actually had enough. This was epic. Okay, so he said that I could use his furnace to craft up some armor. This was gonna be absolutely insanely epic. I mean, look at all this stuff. Oh my days, we've got Grunkle helmets. I mean, we've got Nether helmets. This is insane. I could make all sorts of different armor. I just had to choose wisely. So I needed more scales, so I went back down to the guys to collect what they had dropped. Jack dropped me some, Bill and Ben had actually dropped me some, and I had to go back over and see if Pebbles dropped me some too. Okay, so it turns out that I had enough scales and enough iron to now make the level 3 Journeyman armor. This was made from monstrous nightmare stuff, but I kind of wanted the Nether one. It looked a little bit cooler, so I decided that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna get myself a full set of Nether armor. Whoa, this furnace was insane! My goodness! So, thanks to Gobber, I had now got a full set of armor and another mission was complete. Time to pop this bad boy on. Woohoo! I really was looking like an epic dragon trainer now. So I finished off the day by placing my Gobber token inside the display case. I was starting to get good at this. Okay, so it turns out that the map that I made was good enough for Hiccup, and he actually gave me a token the very next day. Things were going absolutely amazingly. I've got to be honest, Hiccup definitely had the best display case for this token. Oh, that was looking awesome. Hey Hiccup, could I just sit in the throne just for a sec? Just for a second, bro.
No.
So, just like that, it was day 21, and I had heard that Astrid needed my help. And it was something to do with dragon races, so I was pretty excited about this, and I headed on out to try and find her. So, myself and Jack headed on out, and we did in fact find, Astrid. We also found Rough Nut and Tough Nut. I think I was gonna stay away from them too, because they always create trouble. I was just gonna see what Astrid wanted. She told me that they had a dragon race coming up soon, but basically a lot of the sheep escaped and we had to help and get them back. Alright, so all I had to do was fly out and find myself some sheep. And I pretty much found one straight away, and I wasn't entirely sure how to pick these guys up, but yeah, I seemed to do it pretty much straight away. I then flew over and dropped them. I think it went in. I'm not quite sure. I didn't get to see. But the trapdoor had closed, so I was pretty sure that I was successful with the first sheep. 3 more to go. Turns out finding sheep was a lot harder than I thought it would be. Yeah, I'm not joking. It literally took me forever. I couldn't find sheep anywhere. Okay, so it turns out I was looking in the wrong areas. I mean, this sheep literally has a target on its back. That's all I've got to do, is pick up these ones that targets on their back. I mean, come on, RoPo. You're better than this. Alright, but I went over and dropped this guy straight into the green little bucket. It was time to get number 3. Okay, I got eyes on number 3. I was going over to get him. Picked him up pretty easily this time because I was getting the hang of it. He was about to go into the blue one. Alright, RoPo, you can do this. Good drop. Okay, we got this. We got this. We're gonna nail it. Yeah, I mean, he was hanging right in the edge. What am I gonna do? There we go, we got him in. Okay, the last sheep was on board and I just had to pop him into the red one, and that's exactly what I did. I got it done. All 4 sheep were dropped into their locations. I had no idea why though. But it didn't matter because Astrid was happy and she gave me a fresh new token. And of course, I went back up to the Great Hall to display my token in the display unit. I also had Stoic staring at me because I was kind of ignoring his mission. Yeah, I was going to continue ignoring his mission. Alright, so after taking a little bit of a rest for a few days, I decided it was time to take on another mission. And it was Valka who had that mission for me. Basically, she wanted me to go get some dragon nip. It was to do with feeding babies, so, yeah. I had to get to Dragon's Edge. So eventually I ended up getting over to Dragon's Edge and I landed down because I saw a little shack with someone outside. I was gonna go talk to them. So this was Heather, and she basically said that you gotta look after your dragons, which I agreed with. She said that dragons love different types of food and if you feed them they will regain their health. She also said that she has some dragon nip. I mean, it was right outside her house. She could have told me. I mean, yeah, it's everywhere. Yep, Jack seemed to love it. Jack really seemed to love it. I decided to spend the day just collecting this stuff because it was probably going to come in handy in the future. The next day, just as I was about to leave to head back and finish this mission, I noticed that there was something strange at the top of this mountain. I wanted to go check it out. At first it just looked like a cool little camping area, but I wanted to go up even higher. Okay, so it turned out it was just a volcano, and yeah, I didn't want anything to do with a volcano because lava is hot. Me no like either hot. Alright, I was heading back. So the next day I made it back to Valka and handed over some of these delicious and wonderful dragon nips. And then she gave me a token that's an egg. Honestly, I thought it was a real dragon egg, so I was kind of disappointed. But she did tell me that you could use dragon nip to actually breed dragons. I mean, I could have an army of baby dragons. That would be epic. So I went up and put the little egg into Valka's display case. I now had completed 5 of the 9 challenges. I was going well. But all this talk of little dragon babies had me thinking. I think it was time to go and discover some new species. Alright, new day, and it was time for myself, Bill and Ben, the knockout man, to go on the search for some new dragons. Finally, I got my eyes on Dragon Island. This place was absolutely huge, and to be honest, it looked pretty, derelict. I don't know if I was gonna find any new dragons here. But I then found a little harbor, so decided to get down and take a look, and there was someone here. So this was Alvin. I decided to talk to him and he gave me some little tips. He said that monstrous nightmares nest inside of volcanoes and that stormcutters usually end up being in snowy areas. So it was good information that I got from this guy, but I had to move on. I really wanted to find myself some new dragon species. So again, I found another crazy looking dragon head at the top of this mountain, but it turns out the mountain was not a mountain. It was a volcano. It just hadn't erupted in years. There was no way I was gonna survive the fall, but maybe I would if I was on my dragon. I was able to stop just before the volcano floor and get off my dragon. Man, it was hot down here. And there it was, another dragon. I had to get closer. Okay, Bill and Ben were starting to freak this guy out and I had to be super careful. Monstrous nightmares are super evil. Okay, I had to try feed this guy. First feed went well, he took it. I was now going to have to try and ride this guy. Whoa, okay, I was up on top of him and I really didn't want him to let me fall. Oh my days, I was straight into the lava. Thankfully I was able to get out, but this was gonna be touch and go. Oh man, thank goodness I was able to survive. But now I had to get back up there. Hey Bill, Ben, any chance you could come help me? So eventually I got back up to this beast and decided to get on his back once more. This time I really didn't want him to kill me, and thankfully he didn't. I was actually able to tame him. I now had a monstrous nightmare. Oh my days, this guy was crazy cool. I got outside and we went for a fly. I was feeling so good. I had a brand new dragon. This was so epic. So when you think of Nightmare, I always think of Freddy Krueger and Nightmare on Elm Street. I watched that movie when I was a kid and it scarred me for years. So in saying that, I decided to call my monstrous nightmare Freddy. I think it suits. I think it's pretty cool. Welcome to the gang, Freddy. Okay, he's actually scaring me. Alright, so it was the next day and I stood here staring at the empty Stormcutter holdings. This stable had to become full. Alright, I decided to take a look at the book, and in fact, yes, we were going to find a Stormcutter in Valka's Mountain. This place was pretty scary, but I suppose we had to go eventually, so there's no time like the present. And I was back on Jack because, yeah, I think this guy was my favorite. Let's be honest, this place looks absolutely terrifying. I don't know if I'm looking forward to this. I saw an opening and decided to go in. Was this where I was gonna find the Stormcutter? Pretty sure this was a bad move, but I decided to go on foot. Whoa. And when I got inside, I could not believe my eyes. This place was amazing. It wasn't scary at all. This was absolutely majestic. It was beautiful. And straight away, I caught the eye of a Stormcutter. And this was my chance. I got up onto the Stormcutter ledge and decided to sneak closer. I remembered from the book that these guys like fish, so he came straight over with the tongue out and started munching on all of these fish. I knew I now had to get on top, but I was not looking forward to falling off. So I had to try and keep him close to the edge. I did. He dropped me off and straight away I jumped back on. I actually did it. I tamed a Stormcutter, one of the biggest dragons here in the How to Train Your Dragon world. This guy was absolutely huge. His wingspan was insane. So I decided to fly this guy around to see if I could get better at handling him. Not before long, we decided to stop and take a break. I mean, it was pretty cold up here and I needed to get by the fire. If you guys know me, you know that Thor is my favorite superhero. So if I have a new Stormcutter dragon, I mean, it's always gonna be called Thor. Storms, lightning, stuff like that, it just reminds me of Thor. It had to happen. So yet another dragon in the stables. This was Thor, the Stormcutter. I was about to say store, the Thor cutter. Anyway, there was a bit of buzz around Berk because everybody knew that the dragon races were coming up soon, and so did I. I mean, I had my cool Nather armor, but I wanted the best armor that you could get. And everybody knows that that's the Monstrous Nightmare armor. But I actually needed to get myself some more Gronkle iron, so I grabbed Bill and Ben again and decided to head out. I wanted to find more of those trapper ships to see if I could find more of the iron. Here we go again. I had another ship and more bad guys to take out. So I just swooped straight in, start using my poison attack and took these guys out. So not before long, I was actually able to take out everything on this ship. I mean, this was getting easy. I was a Dragon Rider pro. These catapults didn't stand a chance against me. Well, maybe this last one did. Uh-oh, okay, we got trouble. We got trouble. Ho, ho, ho! Bill and Ben, the knockout men. These guys were ferocious. So on my search for some more Gronkle iron, I came across these two knuckleheads. The first one was Riker. Yeah, he basically said that I was a goody two-shoes and that he hates Dragon Riders. I was a Dragon Rider. The next guy was Vigo. He basically said that I should stay out of his way. He said if I wanted to go where the action was, it was the Trapper Fortress. Remember that place that I kind of retreated from? Yeah, it turns out that they have a rare and powerful dragon there, that I should definitely go, and that this is definitely not a trap. Something was beginning to tell me that retreating from that fortress was a really good idea. Anyway, when those two bozos weren't looking, I went to the chests and saw that they had a lot more of this Gronkle iron. So now with everything I needed, I headed back to Gobber and used his furnace. This thing was crazy. I was now able to get the Journeyman level 3 armor. It started off with the helmet, and then I got the remaining pieces. Haha, dude, it looked so good when this guy was heating up the furnace. So I had my new armor and it was time to put it on. I was feeling absolutely epic. So with the dragon races coming up, I decided it was now time to go check out what Roughnut and Toughnut wanted to say. Basically, I think they were gonna challenge me to a race. Okay, so I got a new mission. I had to beat Roughnut and Toughnut's time. This was gonna be unbelievably hard. So the challenge was set by Roughnut and Toughnut. I brought down Thor and my man Freddy because I wasn't sure which one was going to be quicker, but in the end I think I decided to go with Thor. It was time to get this race started. Oh my days. Thor, get over here! Dude! Okay, I was up. Time to get going. I was first through the hoop, but my goodness, I didn't know how to control this guy. Whoa, this was gonna be a tough challenge, but I had to get it done. Okay, Thor was epic, but I don't know if he was suited to that part of the race because it was super tight in there. And yeah, at this point, I kinda lost, and to be honest, I made a mess of my first try. Okay, so admittedly, that was pretty bad. I didn't get anywhere near Roughnut and Toughnut's time. This was gonna take me a few days. Woohoo! Hey. Yes, I actually did it. I beat Roughnut and Toughnut by 2 seconds. Hey. Finally, I get the respect of these two crazy twins. And of course, I get the token. Dude, that was epic. Although it did take me like 10 days. Anyway, I went back up to the main hall so I could display my latest token. This one I was super proud of. Okay, so as my adventure continued, I was talking to Fishlegs again, and he said that I had 5 of 7 dragon species tamed. That means I had to find 2 more. And I think it was time that I went looking again. So I decided to grab Thor and head on out. So there was one island in particular that I didn't really research or look at all, so I wanted to get over there to see if I could find anything new. And straight away I found this guy. I mean, yes, it looks like a Gronko, but it's not actually a Gronko. I mean, I presume that he likes rocks, so that's what I did. I took out some rocks, got closer, and when I did, his tongue came out, so I guessed I was right. He started munching the rocks immediately. This guy loved me straight away. And just like that, he was tamed. This dude was pretty cool. I think I might catch some fish with him. Whoa, he seems super powerful. This really is an easy way to go fishing. So my new dragon was the Hot Burpo. I never really heard of this guy before, so I was excited to get him. It's time to bring him over and show Fishlegs. Fishlegs was super happy. He said yes, another one off the list. 6 down, 1 to go. I jumped on Jack and headed to the last island. I was pretty sure I was gonna find the last dragon here. This island was pretty crazy, but straight away I noticed down within the middle of it, there was some sort of a secret cave. I had to go check it out. When I went into the cave, I realized it was just a Gronkel that was here, which was kind of disappointing. I was expecting to find something new. And I was right. Eventually I did find this guy. Oh my days, he did not look like he was in the mood to mess around, so I took out the fish and the meat. I wasn't sure which one he was gonna like, but when I took out the meat, his tongue came out and he started coming towards me. So I decided to try feed him, and he ate everything. And like always, he flew up and tossed me straight off. Thankfully, I landed pretty well and I was able to get back on straight away. This time he decided that he actually liked me. Oh man, this felt good. This guy was an absolute beast. I mean, look at the size of him. Fishlegs was gonna be a happy man. So eventually I got home and it was time to show Fishlegs our brand new Rumpelhorn. He was so excited. He told me that this guy weighed 1,100 pounds. I mean, that is crazy. And of course, he then gave me his token, the fish token. Oh yes, another one complete. So of course I went back up to Hiccup and Toothless and displayed my new token with pride. It was in. I only had 2 more to get. So my man Snotlout wanted to talk to me for the last 70 days and I kind of ignored him, so I think it was time. I wanted to see what he wanted. He said he had an ultimate challenge for me. He said he set up some sort of flags or something, and he wanted me to destroy them all. He wanted me to shoot them. Seemed kind of weird. but I needed to impress this guy. So my mission for the next few days was to find all of these flags and destroy them on my new dragon. Okay, so this is when I realized that Snotlout is absolutely insane. This is the first one I found. I mean, in the most awkward place ever, but what I had to do was basically just take out all of these targets. So I got to work. Let's see if I can do it. Okay, so I activated the first one, and this did not look like an easy task. Snotlout, what have you done to me, bro? Oh my days, this was tough, man. These targets were floating up on the highest peaks of all these ice shards, and I had to try to take them all out. Okay, 1 down, 4 to go. Oh, Snotlout, seriously. Then I found the second one. This challenge was gonna take me a long time, but I figured it was good practice for the inevitable big fight that I was gonna have for my last challenge. And I got the third one pretty quickly. Maybe I was getting good at this. So finally I found the fourth one. It was right on the top of the volcano. Now I think this one was gonna be pretty difficult. Okay, I had to get going. Success! That was 4 down, only 1 to go. But I had a bit of a problem. I had no idea where it was. Okay, so honestly, I searched for days upon days and could not find this final target that Snotlout set up. Then I saw this at the top of the trees, but I didn't see where the target was until I went down. Oh man, I could not believe it. It was hiding right here in the trees. I was going crazy. It took me days to find this thing, but eventually I started the challenge, and I think it was pretty easy because they were all pretty much beside each other. The final one was right in the center of the leaves, and I was able to take it out. The challenge was complete. And that meant I only had 1 more left. It was time to get back to Snotlout. So the time had come, I went back to Snotlout to see if he had a token for me. And of course he did. He gave me the Snot token. Are you kidding me? It's a token called Snot. A Snot token. Like, snot's in your nut. Alright, okay, whatever. Let's just put this away. Okay, so the Snot token went into its display case. And check this out. I had every single one of them complete, bar my man Stoic. We had to go to the Trapper's Fortress and see if we could take out all the trappers once and for all, and get back the treasure. So I had the best armor and I had all the best dragons. All I had to do now was decide which one I was going to use in the epic battle. Of course, I was picking Thor. So for a couple of days I did some training. I needed to be ready for this big battle. Plus, I didn't really want to lose it. And there it was, a gigantic fortress full of those crazy trappers. And I had to defeat them all. This was gonna be a tough one. So I took out my first one straight away. It was some great work. I decided circling this place was the best option. I had to take them out one at a time. No diving in and going crazy. This was going actually pretty well. I had only lost 2 hearts on my Dragon Thor, and I was taking out these guys with ease. And another one. Oh man, I was getting good at this. These guys didn't stand a chance against me and Thor. What an epic combination. After feeding Thor some fish, he was ready to get back in there and finish off the job. Woo-hoo-hoo! We had done it. We took them all out. That was amazing. It then told me to go ahead and grab Berk's treasure. So I landed Thor down, got off, and to be honest, I didn't see any treasure. I followed this stairway down, and again, there wasn't really anything here. I was expecting like a treasure chest of gold and diamonds and all sorts of crazy stuff, but I didn't find anything. Until I turned this corner, and there it was. It was a Lightfury. I could not believe it. It's insane. An actual Lightfury. These things are so mythical, so rare. I could not believe my luck. I snuck up, took out my fish, and fed this guy. She loved it. I couldn't believe it, so I decided to try jump on and see if she'd be my friend. But it turned out I needed more fish. Oh man, I had to go fishing really quickly. So with 3 more pieces of fish, I thought this was gonna be enough. But again, she wouldn't let me get on top of her. Oh no! This time I finally gave her enough fish and she let me on her back. She flew straight up but was going kind of crazy, kicked me off. I wasn't gonna give up. I got back on again, and this time, oh my days, I think she liked me. I was on top. She was amazing. I mean, look at her. I could not wait to get her back and name her. This dragon was insanely cool. Time to get out of here. So it turns out that Lightfury was binded to me forever. She had these majestic, beautiful red markings to let everyone know that she was mine. This thing was spectacular. I loved her. She was amazing. I couldn't wait to get back and show the guys. I brought her in to Fishlegs, who lost his mind. He couldn't believe something so beautiful was in his stables. So for a couple of days, I just spent it out on my brand new Lightfury. Traveling, exploring, and getting any other jobs that needed to be done. She was so fast. It made everything so much quicker. So it turns out there actually was some hidden treasure in this place, and it wasn't just the dragon. I had to come back because Stoic gave out to me. But I managed to get everything out of this treasure chest, and yeah, it was time to return it all back to Stoic. I was never gonna get bored of flying this Lightfury. So eventually I did get back to the Great Hall, and the guys were absolutely astounded by my brand new Lightfury. And something tells me that Toothless was pretty excited to meet her too. Anyway, Stoic was delighted that I did in fact get the treasure back, so he gave me the last token. I finally had it in hand, and it was time to place it into its display unit. Man, I was getting excited to see what was gonna happen next. So Hiccup said that that was the last of the tokens, and I exceeded all expectation. He said that I was a true Dragon Master. Oh my days. He said that I could bring Toothless for a ride. I couldn't believe it. This was the best reward ever. I now had a Lightfury, and Toothless liked me enough that I could fly him. This was crazy. I was on the back of the most infamous dragon in the world. Oh my goodness. I now had a Lightfury and a Nightfury. This was beyond epic. Look at me go! I'm on a Lightfury! Okay, so I had the plan to see if I could mate my Lightfury and the Nightfury. I don't know if it was gonna work, but I mean, it was worth a try. But unfortunately, Toothless wouldn't take any of these dragon nymphs. Even though they weren't gonna create a dragon egg, I think these two kinda liked each other. And there you have it. It was day 100. I couldn't believe it. We actually survived 100 days in the How to Train Your Dragon world and completed so many missions. But I wasn't done yet. I grabbed my man Jack and headed straight for the Natter Island. I wanted to tame another Natter, just for one reason and one reason only. I wanted to get these guys to create a brand new dragon egg. It was my last challenge, my last goal, and I did it. There it was, a brand new dragon egg. It looked amazing, and not before long, this thing was ready to hatch. Oh my days, this was so good. It cracked out of the egg, and we had a brand new baby Nather. This thing looked amazing. Guys, let me know in the comments below what you think I should call this little guy. Something cute, something awesome. He deserves a really cool name. I really enjoyed doing this 100 days here in the How to Train Your Dragon world. Guys, I hope you did enjoy watching. If you did, smash that little like rating and subscribe if you were new. Let me know down in the comments below what you want to see next in my 100 days adventures. But for now, from me, Toothless, and my beautiful Lightfury, we're out. Peace!